Good morning, everybody. This is Patrick Lee. I hope you're doing well this morning. Bringing you a video today, a little bit of state of the market and the importance about mortgage loans. So many of you that work with us here at the Patrick Lee Group, every time you're referred to us, the first thing you want to talk about is what are the first steps. So many people are referred to us and they say, hey, this is my friend, this is my cousin, I've got someone in your market, they're thinking about buying a house. They have no idea of what they need to do first. Can you please talk to them and help them out? And a lot of people think the first thing that they need to do when they talk to us, meet a realtor and go out and start looking at houses. And that is absolutely not very, very far from the first thing we need to do. The first thing we need to do is actually get them pre-approved for a home loan, a mortgage loan. So we kind of know what they qualify for. I've brought a special guest on the show today, a great friend of mine. Terry McAffrey is one of my lenders of choice. He is at Providence Home Loans right here in Amarillo, Texas. And we're going to actually start talking about this exact topic. Terry, are you there?
Patrick.
Hey, man, how are you?
Man, I'm good.
Good deal. Good deal. Can you hear me all right?
I can. You sound a little funny, like you've sucked on helium, though.
Oh,
Do
no.
I sound that way?
No, you don't. Here, let's that's probably a microphone setting. I'm using my little mixer board. Let me just change this to we change microphones. How is that? Does that sound better?
It's about the same.
About the same. I sound great on my side.
Okay, great.
I hope I sound good to everyone else. I usually keep headphones or something here so I can hear myself talking. And yeah, using the microphone on the laptop, I just switched over from my regular mic that I used to broadcast with. Hope everyone can hear me and understand and that it will be okay.
Yes.
So you are the lender of choice, the man with the plan, the man of the hour. Anytime we need someone qualified for a home loan, we're gonna send them to Terry McAffrey at Providence Home Loans. Providence Home Loans does a phenomenal job. People in the Amarillo area, you see their billboards all over town. You see everyone's pretty faces all over town, and they're just the lender of choice in our area. Let's talk a little bit about that, Terry. People are referred to us all the time. They want to know what they need to do to buy a house, and that's where you come in. Why is it important for someone to talk to a lender first when it comes to getting qualified to buy a home?
Because that's exactly where the rubber hits the road. You have to know what your limits are as far as what can you afford, what can you get approved for, what kind of money do you need to put down, what's your credit score. All of those things have to be answered. And the beauty of it is, if you are working with Providence Lending, and I just joined them in August, and I can tell you, they are the most amazing company I've ever been around. I've learned more through them than anybody I've worked with in this industry. They're amazing people. They're hardest to serve. So let me just say this, the beauty of getting pre-approved, and understand all pre-approvals are not equal. If you get pre-approved on Rocket Mortgage or any of those that you see on TV, those basically are just bait and switch to get you in the door and use them. And I do a lot of loans, or I have done loans for people that have been pre-approved through them and found out in the long run it was not a pre-approval. It was just or pre-qualified. It was just a letter saying that they could get you a loan. Now the difference in that is if the company that you're working with, Providence Lending, we're going to get all of the information up front, and we're going to get you a pre-qualification letter that is as good as our company, not just the paper it's written on.
Let's talk about that for just a second, because a lot of lenders, and we've had people come to us pre-qualified in the past as well. And I mean, recently, you and I have been down this road and one person came to us and they're pre-qualified with Rocket Mortgage for a specific amount. And Rocket Mortgage is just a division of who? Quicken Loans, I think. And there are numerous ones out there, Lending Tree, Rocket Mortgage, Quicken, some of these others, and they'll come into the Amarillo market because someone clicked on a link on social media and when lenders compete, you win. That's their slogans and all of these things. And they've done it to me too. As a realtor, I've clicked on those, trying to find out what they know, always looking to gather information to help my local clients and my local lenders. So they will do that. And many times, it will come down to the difference between pre-qualification and pre-approval and final approval. So there's a big difference between pre-qualifying for a loan or being pre-approved for a loan and actually qualifying for a loan. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, pre-approved means that they've basically taken your income, looked at your credit score, and said you qualify for this amount. Pre-qualified means that they've actually gone in and looked at everything that you have, from your assets to your credit score to your job time to everything that a lender is going to look at before they underwrite a loan. And when you get a pre-qualification letter, all of those things have been taken care of, and the lender has said, this is something we can do, and that's why you get a pre-qualification letter. A pre-approval letter just takes seconds.
Right.
And it's only as good as the piece of paper it's written on, and any realtor that really knows the market, really knows what they're doing, I promise you knows the big difference between a pre-approval and a pre-qualification.
Agreed. That's one of the things I love about Providence Home Loans, that you guys do dig in and you do your research and you get the information from the person that you're trying to qualify. Because anyone, just about with 2 or 3 clicks of a mouse, one of these other companies can say, oh yeah, you're pre-approved for a letter, for a loan, and they'll send you a letter and they start looking for houses, right? And this is important for those of you to know that are looking at buying a home. When you go under contract on a home, part of that offer is the third-party financing addendum that goes into definition about what kind of loan you have and how much you're going to have to put down and how many days you have to achieve full qualification for your loan. And if you do not qualify for that loan by that date, you don't get your house. And I say that with a smile to be as nice to you as I can. Thank you, Jesus. Here at the Patrick Lee Group, I don't believe that we've ever lost a deal, because we don't drop deals here. So if winners make a way, right? So if someone has come to us and they're pre-approved with Rocket and they want to use them, and we go under contract and things are looking shaky, first thing we're going to do, right, is we're going to call you and say, well, I know you want to use this lender and it is your choice, but we highly, highly, highly recommend that you move to a local lender that's actually going to get you qualified.
That's correct.
We've heard the horror stories of people that the deal fell apart at the last minute. That's just not something we let happen here at the Patrick Lee Group. And you guys work tirelessly around the clock to make sure that doesn't happen there either.
Yes, sir. That's for incredible. Sure.
So you guys actually go in, do the research, you check their bank statements, right? People are going to have give me a list of some of the things that people are going to need to be able to provide you up front for you to give them a pre-qualification.
We're going to have 2 years tax returns. We're going to have at least 2 months of your bank statements. We've got to have a full credit report. We've got to have driver's license, insurance, Social Security, not insurance, driver's license, Social Security card. And we're going to have to have your employer. How long have you been on the job? We've got to have at least a 2-year thread through. If you've changed from one company to the other, but stayed in the same genre, then you can use 2-year. Other than that, we've got to have 3 years of employment. You've also got to have If you have any retirement accounts that you're going to use to put the money down from, we've got to have all that information. Anything that's going to help your portfolio look strong enough to have, number one, the credit, number two, the funds to close, and number three, the ability to make the payments. That's what we have to have.
That's incredible. So when someone is prepared to provide that to you and we give them a pre-qualification, they're almost guaranteed that their loan is going to go through.
Oh,
provided
absolutely.
that something doesn't change from the time they're pre-qualified, and they have to be fully qualified.
Yeah.
What are some kinds of things that people could do during the course of being under contract on a house that might disqualify them from achieving final approval? Well, you've already pre-qualified them. We went under contract on a house. What kind of things should they not do?
Don't quit your job.
That's good. I like that.
If you quit your job, I can't help you.
Right.
Do not go out and open any new credit accounts. Don't open anything as far as credit accounts. Don't move big sums of money. Don't accept big sums of money unless you're ready to tell us where it came from and be able to show the thread where it came from. The thread meaning, the person that gave it to you, we may have to, if they gave it to you as a gift, they may have to write a gift letter explaining that this was not something that you'll have to repay, but they gave it to you as a gift for you to buy that house. The other thing that I would say that would stop you from being able to do that is, and this has happened, not to me, but I've heard horror stories. Somebody gets excited about buying a new house, and rather than just waiting to get the deal done, they run out to Best Buy and they grab new appliances on credit and think, well, it's not going to show up. It's going to be 30 days before it shows up. The problem is the minute that you pull your credit, it's going to report.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that will raise up the flags and cause people to see that. So you've got to be aware. You got to keep your job and don't open any new credit accounts and keep your bills paid perfectly until you close.
And that's really a 30 to 45 day process. And who can't do that, right? That's what we like to think. Yes. I've had horror stories. I've had a couple of kids. I've had some young couples a few years ago, and they moved out of their apartment to save money for their down payment. And they did. So they moved in with their grandmother and didn't have to pay her rent. And we got them qualified. They were ready for their loan. And then they went to hit final approval when they ran their credit again at the end of the process. Come to find out they had been living on their credit cards for the last 40 days. All of their meals, all of their bills, everything was paid on their credit cards. And we had these huge, long statements. And believe it or not, we got them approved. We wrote a letter of explanation. And the extenuating circumstance was their grandmother was a hoarder. There was no room for them to store food or prepare food or eat food in her little house that they were living in to save money. And they went and rented some motel rooms so they could bathe and shower and eat. And then when all was said and done, with letters of explanation, we were still able to get them in their home, which was a success story. Those are the kind of things that we love working with companies like you that help people achieve home ownership. I believe everyone should own their home, don't you?
Oh, absolutely, I do. And I got to brag on Allison Garcia, is who I actually work under at Providence. And I will tell you this, I have yet to see anybody that she cannot actually go in and help them understand how we've got to get this done and get it done. She is amazing. It's just been an incredible learning experience to watch somebody who really knows the industry and teach me all the ins and outs of how to help people understand what it takes to buy a house and to get them approved when something like that happens, when they've gone out and run up their credit card debt.
Yep, absolutely.
She is an artist at that. And man, that's one of the reasons I'm so glad I'm with Providence, is Allison Garcia.
They are a phenomenal company, without a doubt. Everyone in town knows There are a few local lenders, and anyone in the know knows that Providence is one of the best. So I've known Allison for years. I've been in real estate a little over 8 years. Allison was the first lender I met when I got into the industry through a friend, and has been instrumental at helping so many people. And so happy that that's where you chose to go hang your hat is with Providence, because they're people like you. And that's one of the things I want to touch base with on here for people. So number one, if you come to us and you're interested in buying a home, do you need a realtor first? No, you need a lender first. Now, your lender, of course, can always refer you to a good real estate agent. Yeah, it needs to be a licensed realtor, not just there is a difference between a real estate agent and a realtor. Many people don't know that, but you can get your real estate license and be a licensed realtor and hang your license at a brokerage somewhere. I chose to hang mine at EXP. I'm wearing their shirt at EXP Realty, but you can hang your license there, and that person may not be actually a realtor, which is it's a step above being a licensed realtor. We become members of the National Association of Realtors, and the state association and the local association, and pay a lot of money for certifications, for continued involvement in the community and in the state, and then are held to a much higher standard. We have ethics and principles that we have to adhere to be licensed realtors. So if you've talked to a lender first, that's okay. They can refer you to a great realtor that's going to be able to hold your hand through the process of buying your first home or your second or third or fourth home. We have most of our clients are repeat offenders, and we like that. It's all good. Serial entrepreneurs and people that love moving up from one home into the other. But then as a realtor as well, when you call the realtor first, the first thing we're going to have you do is get connected with a quality mortgage lender that's going to let you know what you actually qualify for. And if you don't qualify right now, they're going to be able to help you learn how to be qualified quickly and comfortably, so you can achieve that goal of owning your own home. I don't believe there's a better asset you can buy into in this country than owning your home. It's one of the investments you can make that is going to consistently go up in value, whether the stock market does or crypto does. Your home will.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I have to tell you what I use as an example about the difference in a realtor and a realtor. Okay. So if you go to the dentist and the dentist says, "Oh, you've got a cavity and we need to fix that, but I don't have time to fix it. So I'm going to get the dental hygienist to come in. She's watched me a lot. Yeah. And she's going to be able to do that for you, and she'll be right in." Are you going to stay in that chair?
No.
No, you're going to run.
Yeah.
If you are not working with a licensed realtor, you need to run, because they're the guys that know
Amen, brother.
how to keep you from going under in a deal. I promise you.
There are a lot of those guys and girls out there for sure. We hear those horror stories too. Luckily in Amarillo, I'm in part of a huge group of just in the Amarillo market alone, there are roughly, give or take a few, up or down, 1,000 realtors in our city of roughly 200,000 people. Now, in the city with over 1,000 realtors, there are about 150 to 200 licensed realtors that consistently show up on the numbers, in the charts and the graphs, and do a really, really, really good job. And that's not to say that the others don't, but these are the people that are actively full-time realtors, that this is all they do. Their number one goal is helping you achieve your goal of home ownership or selling a home or investing in a home. And there are about 700 or 800 that maybe do one or two deals a year. Or just so you guys know, in Amarillo, in 2020, nearly 50% of the licensed realtors didn't sell more than one home.
Right.
Most of that 50% did not sell any homes, and they keep their license so they have a business card and something to use as a write-off, or their spouse brings home the income and they keep their license so they can say that they have another stream of income for a tax write-off. But,
Right.
you know, when you're working with the Patrick Lee Group, this is all I do.
Well, and since you're
24/7 to help
saying
people
that,
buy and sell homes.
let me just interject right quick. I know I'm on your show, but I'm gonna pitch you for a minute, and I'm gonna tell you the difference.
No.
Here's why. Because your group, I work with realtors. That's what we do, right? And I watch other agents and lenders in Providence work with other agents. And one of the things I love the most about the Patrick Lee Group is every one of them, from you down, their number one goal is to make sure that their clients are taken care of from start to finish. There is nothing that gets left in the gap. It's always, this is what we're going to do. The customer has an incredible idea about where we're going, how we're going to get there, and the steps in between. And that is what sets the Patrick Lee Group apart for a lender, because I don't have to wonder, what has he told the client? What are they saying to the client? Right. I can guarantee everyone that works on those deals with the Patrick Lee Group, it's going to be professionalism, start to finish. That's why you're successful and why you will continue to be successful.
Thank you, Terry. I appreciate that. I feel the same way about you. That's why we work so well together. It's true. I'm not saying I paid Terry to say that. I promise you. That is who we are. We, you know, and you are just like us. You're a part of the team. So we have, you know, not legally, you're not a part of the team. I'm just saying, but you're on my team and I'm on your team. You know what? We love you guys. And we had to put that disclaimer in there. Terry does not get paid to work for me. No. And I do not get paid to work with Terry. No. That's illegal. Yeah. Just so you know. So, but we refer each other heavily because we know how that person works. We know what their work ethic is, their responsibility level, and their heart to help other people. That's the main reason I work with Terry in Providence, because they have a huge heart and they want to help people. And and we, you know what, we are attracted to that. So let's finish this up here a little bit. So we've got people interested in buying a home, and they come to you and they get qualified for a loan. There are a couple of other things that they do need to know, and go over a couple of the most popular loan products right now that are out there, and a couple of other possibly assistance programs for people that may not have as much money in a down payment that they need, because you offer a lot of loan products. But what are some of the most popular right now that people need to know about if they're not informed?
Well, first you have conventional loans, which is just a regular everyday conventional loan. FHA is, and conventional, you're going to put 5% down. FHA is out there 3.5% down with good credit. You know, the thing that people always get confused about is, why do I want to go FHA? Well, because it's a guaranteed loan, and it makes the lender really secure. Okay. So if you are a first-time home buyer, you don't have 5% down, that's a way to go. We've got T-Shack, which will help you with your down payment. We've got HUD, if you're going to be outside in the outside counties of Amarillo. There is so much HUD property in this area that man, HUD is amazing, because you don't put a down payment down.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And that's
loan
incredible.
through HUD, 0 down payment.
You know, and so T-Shack is an incredible thing for people that need help to buy their first home as well. That's backed by Texas. And I can just tell you that I've done some of those loans, and it is gratifying for me to look at a person who would not have been able to buy a home except for T-Shack or HUD.
Yeah.
Having helped them. And there's no reason for them not to feel good about themselves if they use those programs. That's why they're there.
That's why they're there. And sometimes that person, we can't promise this, but there are instances where that person buys a home with zero money out of pocket, depending
Correct.
on the negotiation, the programs available through the lender, and the negotiation skills of your licensed realtor.
Yep.
There are some instances where people have actually bought a home and got money back in their pocket on closing day, and they use that money to go out and buy some appliances, because the programs and the negotiation skills of the realtor are as such as that we bent the system in the buyer's favor, and it was perfectly legal, nothing done illegally. And it's just the benefit of these programs, and it does matter who you work with, correct?
Right.
The check is a down payment benefit. There are Seth grants, a couple of other grants out there that will help you with your down payment. And they may require you to take a little class on financial responsibility and the importance of owning a home and paying your bills on time and maintaining a good credit score, which is good for all of us, me and you both. We all
Yep.
need to manage our finances, right? The things that you fail to manage will manage their way right out of your life.
Right.
So these things are important, and owning a home it's a responsibility that actually lifts you up in status in life.
Yes.
Becoming a homeowner is a great thing financially, and I would highly recommend that everyone buy their own home as young as you can. If you turn 18 and have a little money in the bank, and you decide that paying rent and making someone else's payment and making them financially stable and wealthy is not your goal, then you need to make yourself financially stable and buy a home. It is the American dream. I've worked with some immigrants in the last couple of years that we've sat down at the closing table when they're signing to purchase their home and just cried, busted out crying, very emotional moment. And I was like, I'm so super happy for you. Why are you crying? And they say, you don't understand. This is the American dream.
Yep.
I bought my house with my picket fence in the neighborhood, and the kids can go out in the yard and play and make friends. And no one's taking my home away from me. There's not a feeling like that in the world.
Nope.
Owning your home. And that's what you and I get to do. Terry, thank you so much. Do you have any final thoughts on first-time home buyers or someone who has bought a home in the past? The market, tell me a little bit before we end the show here about the Amarillo market, what you're seeing happen with prices and appraisals, and what you think is going to happen here over the next 5 or 6 months or so.
Well, let me start with this. HUD just came out with their new limits for the year.
Okay.
FHA has raised the limit on one unit, which means houses, to $420,680. So I will tell you what I do as a lender. I kind of look at, okay, so how's the Fed feeling? Because this morning I got up and the Fed's saying we're going to limit credit, and most people who don't know what that means, they're panicked. Oh my gosh, that means they're going to cut my credit off. Actually, what that means is they're going to cut the credit for the nation off.
Gotcha.
And so
yes,
the beauty of what's happening in Amarillo, we live in kind of a bubble. I like to say. And the reason that we do is because Amarillo is made up of incredible people for the most part. And we all are hardworking. We're all ethical. We're all people that want to do what's right, and we take care of our business.
Yes.
Home prices in the Amarillo area, if you are a seller, it's a great time to sell. If you're a buyer, it's a great time to buy. And here's why. You're going to get more money than you thought from last year for your home in 2022. But the people that are buying it are also going to get more money than they thought when they get ready to sell it, because everything is going to go up. Your home's going to be worth more money. I'm just telling you that real estate is the most secure investment that you could ever make. And let me tell you, the history of our nation tells that. I like to use my mom and dad as an example. They bought a house in 1973. They gave $62,000 for it. They retired 42 years later. after they bought the house.
Mm-hmm.
It sold for almost $200,000.
That's incredible.
Find an investment that did that for you.
There's not one out there. My personal home has literally more than doubled in value from what we paid for. Now it's been 20 years. I bought my home 20 years ago. It's nearly paid for. It's more than doubled in value. We like to say it here in the real estate world, all ships rise on the same tide. It doesn't matter if you're a big ship or a little ship, a dinghy, a rowboat, or a yacht. The tide rises all ships at the same time. So when prices go up, it's a good deal for buyers because interest rates are still low. You get more money, more house for the money. And when you sell, you have made money on that investment as it has gone up. So then you hire a quality realtor to help you negotiate on the new home that you're going to buy. And people, I've heard this a lot lately, so I'm going to throw this in there. Some people have made this comment. Well, yes, it's great. I'm going to make a lot of money on my house now because the homes are so high. The prices are high, but I'm going to turn around and spend all that money I made on the next home I purchased because the prices are high. Yes. But what you need to realize is the prices will continue to go up. So the money you make on the house you make today, the home you purchase today, you're purchasing it at a lower interest rate. So you're buying more home as the buyer now. You're buying more home and you have more money to work with based on the home you just sold. So it's still a great investment.
Absolutely. So let me tell you about interest rates and what I think are going to happen. I think they're going to go up a little, but they're not going to go up astronomically. And here's why. Because the market is going to bear what is happening in the world. Okay. Right. And what I mean by that is this: our money is still going to be worth what it was worth today, tomorrow.
Yes.
And our interest rates are going to be, my guess, it might go up a quarter. It may go up a half, but it's not going to go up an entire percent, I don't think. Remember this: the better your credit, the lower your rate.
Yes.
Okay. So if you have good credit, now's the time to buy, because I guarantee you two things are going to happen. You're going to make more money off the house you just bought. I got tickled at you saying that about, well, I'm going to pay more for the house I'm buying. I have yet to do a loan for anyone ever that their house was worth less than it was when they bought it.
Right.
None.
Not one.
Now, show me another business that's like that. Have you ever done that with a car? Have you ever done that with a motorcycle, a boat? It always amazes me that people are always ready to go buy those things and they don't even ask questions. Interest rate doesn't matter. I'm going to go play on my toy.
Yep.
But when we buy a house, it's all about that.
Yes.
Let me just tell you, the beauty of the real estate world is the richest people I know, the richest people I study, the richest people that I try to put my mind around how they built their incredible lifestyle, all are in real estate.
That's it, man. You're right. You've heard it here, folks. I've heard it all of my life growing up. People have lost their shirt in the stock market. Prices go up and down. Many other investments people have made, they've lost everything. When the stock market crashed in 2000, 2001, when the real estate bubble popped in 2008 and 2009, interest rates were high. So the people, when that actually happened, the people that lost the most amount of money at that time were in the stock market. At 9/11, people lost money in the stock market because their investment wasn't in the real estate itself. It was in the stock market, and they lost their socks. So the real estate itself, even if there is a price correction or a bubble pops, if you wait in the real estate world, if you wait, you win. You hold on to your real estate because it can always continue to grow back. Yeah. So that's great. That's great news. Terry, thank you so much. Just to break things down here, if someone is interested in purchasing a home, the first thing they need to do is be connected with a top quality mortgage lender. And that would be Terry. I'm going to put your information up here on the screen, phone number
Thank
and
you.
email address. Reach out to Terry if you're interested in buying a home. Reach out to me as well, and we would be happy to give you the white glove treatment and really take good care of your home purchasing needs. We'll connect you with Terry and the great folks at Providence. They have a huge team over there, and take care of literally hundreds of loans all the time.
Yeah. So let me just say this too. If you had a mortgage that you were working on and it for some reason stopped, I watch this every day in our office.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give up. Bring it to us. If you've been turned down, bring it to us. If you couldn't get qualified, bring it to us. Our specialty is finding a way to get it done. Patrick will tell you that.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Don't give up. Come see us. Give me a call.
We have brought multiple loans from other companies to Providence and gotten you guys get the job done. And I love that. You bet. Thank you, Terry. I will be talking to you soon and bringing you more loans. If you guys want to buy a home, reach out to me here at patricklee.work. That's www.patricklee.work. I'm going to post that link to my digital business card in the comments below this video. I have a wonderful team of buyer agents here in Amarillo, and I would love to work with you personally as well. We're working with multiple people at Providence here in town and helping people buy and sell homes. It's what we do, man. It's what we do. We love to do it, and it's people first. Terry, I'll talk to you later, man. You guys have a great day.
Blessings, my friend.
Blessings. Bye-bye.